Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
for I am coming, Jesus sing, Jesus sing now still. Where the answer back to heaven lies, thy grace will win. For I am coming, Holy Ghost, Jesus sing, Jesus sing not still. Where the answer back to heaven lies, thy grace will win. Where the answer.
All the storm will soon be over. Call the labor rights for them to come out to this morning. All the storm we're still sailing, Jamaica. We are sailing on. But certainly, we know we're going to September 3rd, isn't it? Call the labor rights them. Want to feel shame? Labor rights, aren't you ashamed this morning? After the nation has waited for so long, the Prime Minister turned up 24 hours later, admitting to the election date set by the People's National Party General Secretary on Saturday night. What a disgrace to a government. What a disgrace. Labor rights, I'm not come tell you about SYM and ABC 1, 2, 3 this morning. What a disgrace. After we have waited for so long on the government tinkling and twining, we almost thought we were going to end up into a dictatorship. But the General Secretary of the People's National Party on Saturday night announced election and nomination day. The government scrabbled out 24 hours later, admitting to the General Secretary of the People's National Party announcement. And you don't think this is a disgrace, labor rights? That the People's National Party, the opposition, who only have 14 seats in Parliament, announced the general election, of which the Prime Minister said he's going for a third term. Want to think that has anything for shame about labor rights? So, what was the surprise? PMP vloggers, I see the whole election watch, election date watch. So the whole of them Dr. Campbell for full Saturday night. Remember, you PMP vloggers, you're all Andrew Holness accomplice when it comes to rule breaking. Because Andrew Holness broke the rule to have his function last night, and you were all an accomplice by supporting the Prime Minister and giving the Prime Minister airtime last night. To my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls, good morning, welcome. Thank you all for joining us. It is your program At a Glance on Global TV. Yes, we have waited for an awful long time. The Prime Minister has now admitted to the election date set by the General Secretary of the People's National Party. What we are sure of now, we are sure of the day when we will see the back of Andrew Holness. What we will wait for is an acrimonious divorce, which could follow with a prison sentence, we hope. But after February 4th, after September 4th rather, we'll watch and see how it turn out. Will Andrew Holness stay on as the opposition leader? Will Andrew Holness fight to stay on for that multi-million-dollar salary? We will see how it pans out on September 4th onwards. Lord Jesus, Lord God Almighty, Andrew PMP beat you to it again. The constitutional privilege. Dr. Campbell, you want a beating? No, Dr. Campbell. Me nah join up with the vlogger them cross the road. Dr. Campbell, but you need a beating. You use the Prime Minister constitutional privilege. A privilege, Dr. Campbell, given to the Prime Minister and the Prime Minister only, as and when Parliament is dissolved for an election. And you, Dr. Campbell, exercise on Saturday night the Prime Minister's constitutional privilege. Labor rights, you don't need to care Dr. Campbell got court. No, David Jervis. Whoa! Judgment. Morning, Debbie Jervis. Morning. Who else there? What a disgrace, Norman Ferguson, on this government. The government has lost its right to exercise its constitutional privilege. To the point where PNP, what they done? Good morning, Sharon Bernard. Good morning, Beverly. Good morning, Lawrence Michaels, Evan Johnson. Good morning, Colleen. Good morning, Jamrock 8766, Julie Roberts. Good morning. Is it is it Myrna? Good morning. Ladybug, good morning. Sophia Hall. Good morning, Lorna Watson, Althea. Good morning, Abinasa Cody. Good morning. Isn't it a good feeling, Jamaica, to know the date when we will see the back of it? Don Mel, good morning. Paulette Lewis, good morning. Delroy Henry, good morning. Joan Pine, good morning. Opal Watson, good morning. Christine Gilbert, good morning. Winifred Sanders, Sonder, good morning. Lynette Jenkins, Kit Matthews, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Cousin Myrna Wagwan. Cousin Myrna, the time is now. Michael Nepper, good morning. Yvonne Riley. Annie Jones, good morning. Andy Morris, good morning. Sharon Johnson Walton, good morning. Good morning, everyone. No, so this is a disgrace by the government. Vincent Denham, good morning. Alicia Wigan, good morning. Ian Ayers. Arlene Scott, good morning. Prime Minister, we are out on the ocean sailing, but you know what we know? We have a dock in port now, Prime Minister. Prime Minister, we have a dock in port. Meet us there. Curry Pepper, what a name. Good morning. Good morning, Curry Pepper. First time seeing you. Sonia Barracks. Jack Cryptofam, good morning. Don Fox, good morning. Monica Hawthorne, morning. Joan Genius, Anthony Morgan, Karen, is it Sellers? Simmons, good morning. Brownman, good morning. Sharon Malton, good morning. Denise Hilton, good morning, everybody. Marcia Gale, Delphi Campbell, good morning. Lawrence Michaels, good morning, everybody. Lorna Williams, good morning. Jamaican, good morning. Good morning, Pamela Watson. Colleen Richards, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Faye Lyon, Rennie Nicholson. But now go stop with roll call this morning. Carol Roberts, good morning. Colleen James, good morning. We finally made it through YouTube, TikTok, good morning. Debbie and Duncan, Linda and Jamrock, Booty, Kimmery, user 7914. My Instagram is King Fox. Insta Nanny, Holmes Forbes also. Nadine Burton, Nadine Heaven, user 75, Sheldon Campbell, Carol Brown, Lindy. Good morning, everyone, and welcome. What a disgrace, labor rights. Daphne Jackson, good morning. Nin Miles. What a disgrace. After we have waited for so long on the government to announce the election date, the opposition beat them to it. Now, this is a constitutional privilege of the prime minister and the prime minister only to announce the election date. A privilege tucked into the prime minister's purse, tucked under the prime minister's arm. But Dr. Campbell managed to whip it out and announce the election and nomination day on Saturday night. The prime minister wobbled out 24 hours later, admitting to Dr. Campbell's announcement. Another failure for Andrew Holness. I wonder if a Darrell Vaz tipped Dr. Campbell. Remember, Darrell Vaz said no secret. Or is it because Dr. Campbell, said, Juliet, get the chicken them now? By the way, Miss Holness, veterans have to tell you, say, from the time, Ryan Boss, morning, from the time you order the chicken them, they shouldn't come big like a cow. The chicken them, Miss Holness, should have come big and tall like cow from the time you order them. But maybe then just say, do two Dr. Campbell say your chicken them arrive? So Dr. Campbell said, all right, from the chicken them come.
Some from as far 2020, 2021. Very unusual. We bought some chickens, paid for them, and somehow the company got our funds mixed up with monies that they would normally.
Yeah, with money that they would normally don't use, or dashware or something. But Miss Holness chicken money got mixed up. And Miss Holness chicken them only just reach in a chicken size. In a baby chicken size, bearing in mind that the same chicken them were Miss Holness order from 2020. But Jamaica, we finally have a direction. And a lot of people have been telling me from morning, because some people watched what went on last night, that the Prime Minister was very lack of confidence, nervy. The Prime Minister, as one supporter described to me, I don't know what is wrong with Labour right, because the Prime Minister come with the same old fuckery promises them and nothing new. And I asked him, then what did you expect? It took the Prime Minister 9 years, 9 whole years, to come up with 110 old buses. So if you see the Prime Minister turn up without a manifesto, don't beat up yourself too hard, because manifesto take careful sitting down with your team and crafting policies that you know are feasible. When you put them in, when you implement them, you can fund them and they can work. Now, if it took the Prime Minister 9 whole years to come up with 110 old bus, imagine the Prime Minister studying a degree, running 3 shell companies, sorting out 28 or possible more bank accounts, running about 18 different government departments and agencies. You think this Prime Minister is going to have time to sit down and put a manifesto together? No. What is your example here? The booklet. The booklet of achievement. The booklet of achievement that neither the Prime Minister or the writer or the printer, bar the proofreader, is still yet to note that Jamaica is spelled incorrectly for the first time in our history by the youngest and most educated, most certified on paper prime minister. And them still not realize or apologize to the nation for spelling the country's name wrongly. Now, if Andrew Holness doesn't turn up with a manifesto, if Andrew Holness doesn't turn up with a manifesto, now that he has declared, he has dissolved parliament, everybody is now a candidate. We no longer have any MPs in our country. All that suffice is the cabinet. The cabinet will still operate as government. Bar that, everybody else becomes a candidate now. They can no longer call themselves the East Portland or West Portland MP. That would be a violation. They now are candidates, battering and struggling for their political life. What will they come with as their achievement and promise for the next 5 years? The nation waits to see. But, remember the local government election of last year? Mark Golden put out a policy paper, did they not? The government promised us a manifesto paper for the local government election. However, it never came, not at all. Don't be surprised if what was published as the government record of achievement has become the government manifesto pledge moving into the next general election. Now, if Andrew Holness has failed miserably on all his promises from 2015 onwards, how then would Andrew Holness be able to grace the nation with more promises? I mean, it's easy to promise the labor rights, but promising the independent, promising those who remember that you failed to deliver on impeachment, you failed to deliver on JPS discount, you failed to deliver on your 100-day promise, you failed to set fixed term election date, to the point where the opposition have to call the general election. We've never had this in our history, never under the Westminster democracy, where the leader, the opposition party, announced the date of the election, admitted 24 hours later by the Prime Minister. Prime Minister, you couldn't swallow your pride and just shift around the date a few days. Because we know, say you're not gonna regard for nothing. And you wouldn't mind if you step into the school term. It really wouldn't bother you. Why you have to come make yourself look so bad? Or who within your team, Prime Minister, leak? You're not making any sense, sir. Okay, Anthony James, it's the same thing you always say when you come. Can you say something else? At this point, Anthony James, I'm here to converse this morning. Turn up. Don't move, Anthony James. Turn up. At this point, Mr. James, if I'm not making any sense, you see, as a supporter for the Jamaica Labour Party, what you ought to do is to put forth constructive, coherent argument supporting your government as to their record of achievement. That's what you ought to be doing at this point. The SYM, the bad mind, they are not making any sense. Your PMP propaganda, that at the moment will not suffice. We are into the battlefield, Mr. So-and-so. We're into the battlefield mood at the moment. So what I would encourage you to do, Mr. James, is to Come out here and promote your prime minister. Tell us how the prime minister's achieved, barring the thief, the 28 bank account, the $500 million, when him have a money launderer where him cut it up in a whole heap of little to avoid scrutiny and all of that, barring them thing there. You don't make sense. Tell the people what PMP done for Jamaica. Lothian, is it Gernard? Lothian, Gernard, Lord Jesus. Miss Lothian, morning. National Housing Trust, which your government, my dear, has borrowed many money out of, not to run the country, but to give to his friend at Dexim to build luxury apartment. Rather, ma'am, path, tourism enhancement, and you could go on and on of social programs of the People's National Party that all this government, ma'am, can do is to come and call them new social housing, new social pension. I saw some new prime minister come with, barring new. Tell me something that Andrew Holness come with when I call new. And if he call it new, it means there's something when you can find. So don't confuse yourself and I tell myself to tell you what the PNP do. You see the big road project them where Andrew Holness I walk and I hold up him and I carry on. Miller, you don't have to stay here. You are getting disrespectful and say we don't want the broke down mouth labor rights them over here. All right? So Miller go on over Andrew Page. Go on over Andrew Page, Miller. Or go on Upper Portland where Anvaza share box food because you're not easily led by your belly labor rights. That's why you don't never stop to listen. Anything on the come make the source of nice. We're not no market barring nice. What is your prime minister's 9 years worth of achievement? Oh, sorry. Oh, Miller. Sorry, I just the SYM, I say I know Ongo labor right SYM, you see. So sorry, my mistake what you was saying. But back to the labor rights. This is not the moment to come at us and ask us what has the People's National Party done for Jamaica. It's rather a stupefied thing to do. You're all going in reverse, labor rights, when you ask that. We are going forward, progressive move, labor rights. So we're not going to go back to the past failures because I could ask you what labor right done in the past, but I don't want to go back to that. We want to be progressive. We want to look at the mistakes that we can correct now. We also want to look at how we can craft policies to move us forward more progressively. Labor rights, and this is what you're all not doing. You can't come and turn everything in a cascas coronation market galangin. Good God Almighty, labor rights. Even, that's why it was right for Mount Golden, you see, to cancel last night event planned first by the People's National Party. But the Prime Minister decided, I'm above the law. I have control of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. And I don't need any permission. I can give them their marching orders and them have to do all what I tell them to do. Labor rights. Only so disgraceful. Last year, labor rights. Local government election. We soon have fight a voting board. Labor rights and last night, you got halfway through with the same disgrace. Labor rights. Good God Almighty. But then again, if you're all led by Pigs like Andrew Holness, Darrell Vaz, Everard Warmington, Bobby Montague, and the Blind Arga. What no expect on fair go? Talk truth, labor rights. Where uno expect on self fair go if uno lead by blind Bartimaeus is? Everyone got the disgrace. So it was right for Mark Golden because if he cancel the function, because if uno go on own sin thing and I mash it up, imagine uno with this disruptive spirit buck up on PNP yesterday. Disruptive spirit we wanna have. Imagine uno and PNP buck up on road yesterday. If uno can't keep the peace amongst uno very own self-labor rights. Me see this in the gleaner, this man can know if I know in the gleaner. Me now look on nothing we go on last night because all me did want to see is what date the Prime Minister announced. And because me see the Prime Minister admit to the date announced by Dr. Campbell, there was literally no surprise. There wasn't anything to surprise because Andrew Holness has never held a mic in the last 5 years and said anything new. If it's new, it's a new lie, I may add. But Andrew Holness has never held a mic in the last 5 years. And another lie him tell.
Let's welcome now, Chairman of the Street, Jamaica. We have a party. We have a party.
Now take no copyright for labor rights. Look at the disgrace, Jamaica. In front of your prime ministers and your leaders, you all couldn't contain yourself. You all couldn't keep it together. But it is the signal that's sent by people like Andrew Holness, Darrell Vaz, Desmond McKenzie, Everard Warmington, and all those people, Juliet Cockburn Finn. The violence, it is the violence that the Jamaica Labour Party promotes. TikTokers, make sure you give us a follow if you're new to the program. The violence that is promoted by the Prime Minister is what bedevils the Prime Minister's audience last night, is what bedevils Labour funk. Jamaica, you know when it go kick off? Nomination day. PMP, use the timing carefully. Craft timing carefully on nomination day. So, and them don't buck up. We know say them are going to hang around. We know PNP that they're going to hang around for the problem at the nominating stations. Gashold Brown, whatever you are doing right now, it cannot help you. I'm actually paid by YouTube to speak bullshit, Mr. James, Anthony James. Sitting and speaking bullshit, you actually get paid to do that? Catty, welcome. Violet Watson. Morning, how are you? So if it's not helping Mark Golden politically, it is helping me financially, you see. I don't know if you getting your knickers in a twist or having heartburn over what I'm saying. I don't know if that is benefiting you. But me just sitting here, Mr. James, Anthony James, speaking bullshit, it benefits me. No, me pay attention to the labor right them this morning, Wayne. Because I said, me know they go come out with a hanky-panky. This is what they do when they shame. They come out, but them can't trick me up. They know me can respond to them and get back to what I'm doing. When no shame, what shame people do is put their head under a rock and stay there until the storm blow over. What we are asking you to do, labor rights, I'm pleading to you. Conjure together the things that you are aware of or that you even heard of that your prime minister has achieved in the last 9 years and promote your prime minister. When you come on our page, these are the things that you should write in the comment. Look at what Andrew Holness has done. Look at how Andrew Holness has delivered on the promises he made to us. Look at the old buses that Andrew Holness spent $1.4 billion on. Look at the $1.4 billion and let us divide how much people got kickbacks and cuts out of it. Let's look at the $32 million for the drill that you could get 5 or 6 out of and see how much people get cut and kickback. And that one if you can write in our comment. Don't come tell me say nah help me. It'll help me. Don't come tell me say nah help. What me want to know for do is supporting the Prime Minister. Rather than try to tear down we supporting the People's National. I was a labor right at one time, Mr. James. What a horrible mistake that was. But that was because of family political tradition and tribal politics. But then, Mr. James, you can go to school, you can educate yourself on the street, you can educate yourself in the village, you can educate yourself in society. But more than all, Mr. James, if you're a people's person, you cannot, with knowledge, support capitalism and the Jamaica Labour Party. It's just not. It just doesn't work together. So what it is telling us, you cladded in green labor rights. No, people. No, don't care about the people. It is the very reason, Anthony James, why Andrew Holness led the party and the country recklessly to the point where the PNP have to call the election. Because he has led the country blindly. He has led the country corruptly. He has led the country from his pocket while taking everything out of the country's coffers, stuffing into his pocket. That's what Andrew Holness has done in 9 years. Andrew Holness told us, took me 9 years to rack up 110 old bus. 9 years. Not 9 months. Not 9 weeks. Not 9 days. But 9 whole years. And that is what you all think ought to be celebrated. Even though when uno same one sisse, it's a wailing disgrace across the country. The Prime Minister is wailing across the country, trying to convince the nation that these buses are roadworthy. They're worth the money we will pay for them. It's the best choice we have to choose from as a rural school bus system. They dub them as new buses till the Minister of Transport come tell we say they're gold standard buses with only 20% of engine life, said the Minister. 9 years. And you think this is not a failed government? 9 years, a degree, multiple shell companies, multiple bank accounts, and multi-million dollars running through those shell companies and bank accounts unaccounted for, to the point where the prime minister for many years is uncertified. This prime minister, who is asking for a third term, is colored up in front of the court with the anti-corruption body implemented by this prime minister. This prime minister who destructed the office of the political ombudsman. This prime minister who took the electoral college into his arm. This prime minister who controls the Jamaica Constabulary Force and the Jamaica Defense Force. This prime minister who forced us on camera to apologize to him multiple times. This prime minister who told us that he's tracking and finding people's children on the internet.
We have spent the last 9 years trying to figure out how can we get a proper school bus system for our children. But you see, people who have never had to take the public school bus, or rather the public transportation system to go to school, wouldn't understand. Wouldn't understand it. You know, I had to take the bus and taxi to school. And when I couldn't, I walked to school. If you see why I'm maintained, you know why I keep my belly flat and because I never had an easy life.
Right. The 70s carry one of the biggest birth rate in Jamaica since independence. The 70s, the birth rate across the country was huge. Thereby, myself and the Prime Minister and a lot of us walked to school in the 70s and 80s. Many of us, though, because of poverty and dietary requirements, which we can't afford, we become fat. Someone will put on weight. Then the Prime Minister is telling us that is because he walked to school. Not because you stole the country money and you can able to make well of yourself. Finyam lean, finyam organic and clean, Prime Minister, and maintain your weight. No, it's not because of that. It's because you walk to school. So what happened to we? We walk to school too. We walk to school too. And because we can't afford the diet where you thief our money to afford, we end up with high cholesterol, diabetes, and hypertension. And on still a force KFC pan if we finish we off. On still a force KFC pan if we finish we off. Continue with the nonsense. Because as far as people concerned, and that's all you talk last night, there was nothing new come out of your mouth last night.
So I understand I had to stand up at bus stop and wait and taxi pass and say, no, you can't come into this. So we have spent the last 9 years figuring out how can we do this in an economical way, but more so, how can we do it in a way that protects our children? I mean, it's one thing to talk about the economics. It's another thing to talk about the defense of the mores of the society, the morality and values that are constantly under assault with our children in public passenger transport. That is invaluable. You can't put a price on that. And that is why we opted for this modality.
And every Jamaican should support this.
Don't cuss, don't cuss, don't cuss. Every Jamaican, you mean like me? Every Jamaican should support this, said the Prime Minister. What the Prime Minister is asking us to support Jamaica is a death trap for our children. Come here, Daryl Vaz. Do you like to see dead student in uniform, Mr. Vaz? Given the scenario of the morning of May 4th, 1983, Mr. Vaz, looking at the death trap buses that you brought into our country, do you like to see dead children in uniform, Mr. Vaz? It's just a question, you see. Just a question will run across my mind, Mr. Vaz. Do you love to see dead children in uniform? Just asking. Were you anywhere, Mr. Vaz, near the gully on the morning of May 4th, 1983, where Diane Simmet's body was found? Does Mr. Vaz like to see dead children in uniform? Because barring that, barring Daryl Vaz, love to see dead children in uniform, Daryl Vaz wouldn't bring buses into the country. We find the bus them come, the bus them a show, we say, we can't make it. We not used to them, hop, skip and jump, gully, craters, rivers and ditch. We not used to it, says the buses. Tire blow off, bus a broke down, bus can't start, bus can't go uphill, bus a look up in a people vehicle. Do you love to see dead children in uniform, Mr. Vaz? Because the rate of how driving go on the road in Jamaica, and Mr. Vaz expect with children them to step out in a Migla road, or I wonder if Mr. Vaz is going to prepare a common for the bus them to drive go and go let out the student them. Because you can't expect the children to step out in a Migla road, so, and don't expect that tragedy in a few country, the way how driving go on the road. Tragedy is not a foreseeable, Mr. Vaz. So you have to see you have to get a kicks out of something bloody, Daryl Vaz. Look like you like kicks out of something. But the Prime Minister is asking the nation to help him celebrate a death trap for the nation's children. Anybody with an unbiased mind, anybody with a sensible mind ought to have seen, based on the evidence we've seen of all these buses brought down, wheel fly out and all sort of road. It's not safe for our children, Jamaica. The government is still promoting the thing. Somebody sent me a clip last night from BOJ TV, 15 minutes worth of Daryl Vaz's speech last night, and they begged me to watch it. They're still promoting. Them still say the PNP bad mind, or the rest of we who, once once you talk anything sensible in this country, is because you're bad mind and because you're a PNP. Well, I don't have no problem being a PNP. I don't have no problem being bad mind. As long as I know, say I don't fool, I don't have a problem being bad mind or PNP. As long as I know, say I cannot be led by my belly like labor rights. They're still promoting the thing. Labor rights. You know the Hunger reason make me now go appeal to, no? After September 4th, a new government will be formed by the People's National Party. Hooray, hurrah. The country will be on a progressive direction. So we're not so bothered about our children on these buses. Because to say, we know that the PNP can't roll them out and put with children in a them September morning. So leave that aside. Let me speak to you, the labor rights supporters, who for the next 3 weeks or 4 weeks will be parading around the country in these death traps. Remember, Dr. Tufton has shares in a funeral parlor who picks up sudden death or who picks up death who needs to do postmortem on. Just remember that. Dr. Tufton have shares in funeral home. Their business partner sell rum, rice, and chicken and goat. They're only going to benefit of the decadence. And they're going to come to your setup and your funeral. And they're going to say the best of you on that evening. And they're going to get their photo up. And that's it. That will be it. You have a lot of things to look at, Jamaica. Going to the polls on the 3rd of September. I'm not asking you to assess the PNP's 18 years. No, I will not do that. It's totally irrelevant because this is what the JLP wants us to do. That's totally irrelevant. What I need you to assess is the accomplishment or not of this sitting government for the last 9 years. You would want to look at how protected and improved your rights are under this government. How well this government has protected your constitution that it has sworn to. How well this government protects your democracy. Those are the things that you must think of. How much the government has improved your social life. Has the government improved the infrastructure that's beneficial to you, like your roads and your water? Take in mind that this government, first in the history of our country, to declare the state of our roadways as a national emergency. Under this government, remember your water. Did you have a black tank under the People's National Party? If you have a black tank now, did you have a black tank under the People's National Party? How has agriculture improved in my constituency, in my parish, in my country? How has the water distribution and irrigation improved? Have you received the lighting of your street that was promised to you? Have your drain and gullies been cleaned? Has rubbish been collected in your constituency, your community, your parish? Is the Prime Minister increase in minimum wage? Are you really feeling it? Or are you battered by the high cost of living and inflation? Those are the questions that you must ask yourself going to the poll. Not ask me what PNP has done for Jamaica. You can go to the Jamaica Library. For those of you who want me to sit down here and tell you what the People's National Party has done for Jamaica, there is a thing called the Jamaica Library. There is a thing called the Jamaica Library. Go there. If they don't have it there, then you ask the British Library. Can they mind people business like that? Your job, though, is not to ask me what the PNP has done. Your job is to search yourself and to see if your prime minister has done what your prime minister has promised in 2015, 2016, in 2020, has your promised prime minister delivered? The same prime minister that did not hesitate, the worst time in modern history, to call a general election in the middle of a pandemic where people were dropping dead left, right, and center. But this government still allowed the People's National Party to call the election to give him its third term. Labor rights, no shame. The Prime Minister constitutional privilege was exercised by Dr. Dayton Campbell. And the Prime Minister have to come out, come admit to Dr. Campbell exercise of his constitutional privilege. And I'll come ask me what PNP do for Jamaica. PNP called the election. The opposition, PNP sat in opposition and announced the election date. That's what they do to Jamaica. PNP decide the date when we will get rid of Andrew Holness. That's what PNP done.
Almost every modern country, every democracy, that's what they do. They understand the challenges that children would face if they have to counter.
If you, Antigua is a modern democracy. Antigua never go take up old boss, prime minister. Antigua bought brand new buses from the Chinese. Not the old dump them. What uno go a junkyard, America go pick up and pay scrapyard price for. And then come and ask we, have the nerve, the one with to celebrate the fuckery. That's why I don't lead labor rights by them belly. That's why you can lead labor rights by them belly.
Compete in public transportation. So they have a parallel but separate transportation system that is more attuned to schools and the maintenance of discipline. You know, you can't expect the public transportation system to have to run on the schedule of schools, to maintain certain standards in what is played and what is said. So we have a parallel system that is going to be structured and rolled out in a democratic way. We're not going to force it on anyone. If people say they don't want it, it doesn't make sense, give it to somebody else who wants it.
I tell you what makes sense. 110 bus divided by 14. You can give 7 to every parish. You can give 7 to every parish. Rather they can use as foal cub. They can use as hog pen. You can use a set up a little corner shop, or a little restaurant, or a little DIY store, or anything, clothes store or whatever in your community pan the corner. What we now make go so do is the $1.4 billion. That's about we now go let go of. We can help on find use for the old bus them, but we still want to know how our money, 1.4 billion, get mixed up in a that day. That is what the country still want to know. These are some of the decision, Prime Minister, that these are some of the things that the country will be taking into account when them cast them vote. Because we can check the price of what America sell one of the bus for. We can check the price of what one M800 Jill sell for on Amazon or on eBay. You're rule breaking, Prime Minister. No other government, because you all like to use this word, no other government has had losses in the courts, in the constitutional court. No other government has had the amount of losses that Andrew Holness has in the court. Most of these losses of Andrew Holness, they are protecting your constitutional right, which this prime minister attempt to violate, particularly after the prime minister got his brouhaha of a majority in 2020. The prime minister continue an all-out attack on all systems of governance, on your constitution, on your constitutional right, on the democratic framework. These are the things that you must take into consideration when you go to the poll. This government has led blindly and deftly for 9 years. This government has not listened to the people. This government run a fully done bad man government. It's the very reason why the prime minister can organize his function on the date that Mark Golding has already got permit to have his function just down the road. And the prime minister said he doesn't need any permit. Clear violation of the law, clear rule breaking by the prime minister. That prime minister is asking for a third term. This prime minister, who for 20 years has been enriching himself illicitly through fraud, corruption, drug dealing by the nation wealth, blatant theft of the nation's wealth. This prime minister for many years is unable to certify his statutory declaration. This prime minister who's under investigation for illicitly enriching himself out of the country's wealth. This prime minister who appoint his very friend and supporter and confidant at the head of the Financial Investigative Division, who will be investigating the prime minister. This prime minister who is in front of the court trying to struck out the corruption prevention clause, which established the illicit enrichment offense. Those are some of the things you take into consideration when going to the poll. Not that the prime minister said them bad mind, them bad mind. Only fool, bad mind, a thief, prime minister. Because you're going to get caught one day, you're going to get called out one day. Only fools, bad mind, a thief. Only fools, bad mind, a corrupt, narcissistic jackhammer of parliament. What is there for us to bad mind you over, prime minister? Let's say we bad mind you. We're not bad mind you over your things. We would honor bad mind you over what you stole from us, what you stole from our children, what you stole that could have made our children's future better. So if we bad mind you for the sin thing there, me not see what you would honor, jump around and go and suffer. We would have a reason for bad mind you. Clean hands. Clean hands. Not because when you look at your hands, Prime Minister, you do not see literal blood stain on them. Don't mean say your hand clean. The phrase clean hands, Prime Minister, it's not a physical thing where you must see the dirt or the blood or the stains on your hand. That's not what clean hands mean. You have ordered the security service to shoot down the young men of this country extrajudicially. Is your hands clean? You, Prime Minister, have admitted to that young lady in Westmoreland that yes, you have pilfered the country's wealth. Is your hand cleans, Prime Minister? You have been caught in a pickle with the integrity body of this country. Prime Minister, is your hands clean? Work hard, said the Prime Minister. Have you ever cleaned a toilet? Have you ever used a machete or a whacker? Have you ever held a mop or a broom or a toilet brush? Prime Minister, how we work so hard and we can't make it? And you just sit down and warm chair and upsy daisy. Warm and chair. Because Prime Minister, up yourself. Up yourself. All when you walk cross graduation stage 2 times in a 2 year, you walk cross graduation stage in a 2024 honorarily, and you walk cross graduation stage in a 2025 academically. Where is it in your policies? I hope your degree of Doctor of Law and Policy, Prime Minister, we may just be able for the first time to see it shine through in a manifesto that we'll be expecting from you in short order. Lord Jesus, I want me cancel this morning. Wait on you for election morning, you know, Prime Minister. Prime Minister, we are waiting for you election morning. This is one of the celebratory songs for election morning, you know, Prime Minister.
Sailing through a hole beyond the sky. For we are born on the ocean, sailing through a hole beyond the sky. Oh, we sailing on. Oh, we sailing on. We over the harbor sailing on. Oh, we sailing on. Somebody draw up your anchor. Oh, we sailing on. We sailing on. Young children, we are all on the ocean sailing through a hole beyond the sky. See the signal waving in the sky. Waving, and forth Jesus signal still. Where the answer back to heaven by the grace we win. See the mighty host advancing, Satan leading on. Mighty men around us falling, courage almost gone.
Mighty men around us fallen, courage almost gone. You, Prime Minister Andrew Holness, have led a government of corruption, disgrace, and scandals. To the tune, Prime Minister, where the thieves around you, 13 of them with yourself added, 14 of you under investigation of illicit enrichment. That's the disgraceful, corrupt government that you run, Andrew Holness. So you can't even contain the thieves around you. You have to allow them to dip in the cookie jar because they have seen the Prime Minister's hands continuously in the cookie jar. You have destroyed education. You have destroyed health care. You have destroyed the public infrastructure of our country. Andrew Holness, we now know that on September 4th, when the country wake up, will be the back of you. A new dawn it will be. A new direction. A more progressive, people-centered direction. One that we have never seen in 9 years from the crooked Andrew Holness regime.
Jesus signal still. Where the answer back to heaven by thy grace we will. Zion children, rolling on for I am coming. Jesus signal. Jesus signal still. Where
You hear how long may I tell you so the nation that back across away upon your Prime Minister? You hear how long may I tell you so the nation that the crossroad waiting for you? Hey, when you are going to buck up September 3rd, that great anniversary day of when you drugged us out and sweltered the virus, killing many Jamaicans, Prime Minister, we will remember that when we go to the poll, that this government, with its political expediency, killed many Jamaicans, compelled many Jamaicans to take the poison. This government, yes, it was this government.
the answer back to heaven by thy grace we will. For I am coming, Holy Ghost. Jesus signal still. Where the answer back to heaven by thy grace we will. Where the answer, where the answer.
Now to the collection. We're going to have to collect money to buy binding wire and polythene rope. Well, if I not go jump, you know. Or if you're wicked like me, then you probably would have buy them a tin of Vaseline or a bucket of Vaseline and throw them piece of the rope and say, aisle your foot bottom, aisle your hand, and do your best. Because those of you who keep running around and yagging and yanking, third term loaded, okay? All right? Take it to the bank. Deposit it. It should not grow interest by now. Take your third term to the bank. But what we know, we are over with the crookedness, the corruption, the nepotism, the cronyism, and the fucking everybody in parliament by this prime minister. We want a leader with integrity. We want a leader with emotional intelligence. Somewhere it will take Andrew Holness an awful bloody long time to get to. Just listen to the guy when he speaks. Still in his bully, his schoolboy bully tantrum and rage. Still in the playground, Prime Minister. You have not elevated yourself from the playground. You can barely answer a question without getting angry, you little turd. You can barely open your mouth without a whole pocket full of lies coming out of it. That's why we can't promote you. I talk carefully this morning because I want people to stand on TikTok and listen. We can't promote you. Every time you open your mouth, you think say we are dunce. Every time you open your mouth, you think say, okay, them no know better. Because me use one big word. Because it's a pilfering and not thieving. Them not going to, a labor rights not going to know the difference. We know the difference, Prime Minister. This is the liberty where you take away. You think all away a labor right. When you speak to the nation, Prime Minister, you speak to it like all away a labor right. This is one of the things we can't promote you for. And you speak to it like we feel Jamal like the rest of us. Let us see your Doctor of Law and Policy degree shine through, Prime Minister, in your manifesto, if you have one. And make sure, Prime Minister, if you are going to write a manifesto, please even ask some of us to do it free for you. It needed to be proofread before it is put out in public. Don't do it again. Don't spell Jamaica with 2 I in 2025 when we know it a 1 I it have. We know that the Jamaica I them now work. But if you are going to take out the Jamaica I them and put it in the word Jamaica, if you say, okay, we have 2 I. Even labor rights falling out of love with you, Andrew Holness. Don't watch the mass rally last night. That's easy to scrape. Especially when they promise the box food, the 2-piece chicken, because no labor rights, hand and belly are something you can hold them and walk with them by. You don't have to hold labor right hand when you walk, when you want them to walk with you. Just hold them by them belly and them follow you go anyway. I'm appealing to you, labor rights. Drop the gut. Drop the gut politics. How much of your labor rights have to be sending your children to school only 2 or 3 days of the week because that's all you can afford? How much of your labor rights cannot afford even the cheap fish back, which is a new thing under Andrew Holness' government? Remember under PNP, we used to eat the whole fish. Under PNP, we used to say chicken back and tonka meal a dog food. Elaine Turner, welcome. We used to say chicken back and tonka meal a dog food under PNP's government. Under Andrew Holness's government, though, I kid you not, chicken back, ton Sunday dinner again. And you think we have gone forward. You think this government is progressive. Fishback government. Reinstitutionalization of chicken back government. The best economy and we have to buy fish back, and we can't afford chicken back. Work it out, no? Work it out, Jamaica. When you're living in the best economy, but you have been downgraded from chicken to chicken back, and from fish to fish back. Ask yourself, what can go so? I want to step up in a life, you know. When I step up in a life, but when I step down from fish to fish back, and step down from chicken to chicken back. But when I step up in a life, labor rights, how the maths they go? Let's see if we can work out the maths they will labor right to talk about. Let's see if we can work out the maths.
Could you repeat what you were saying?
Mr. Mackenzie is suggesting that there's a certain level of partisanry on the part of how you allocate certain benefits at the municipal level.
Mr. Mackenzie cannot come to this on this platform and say this is like that. What I have done is what he was practicing when he was the mayor. When he was the mayor and he gets the funding from the ministry, he shares it in a 50, 100% basis. He gives the JLP 50% and they take 100%. And it is evident right now that is exactly what I'm doing.
Hold on.
Only labor rights
that's
can
not
work
right.
it out. That.
If you get $100 million, him take 100% and get the PNP 50.
Get half of it.
No, that's not no. Something
That's what he was doing.
No, but you can't have 150% or something, sir. How much would he take and how much would he give the PNP?
If he gets $10 to share for the council,
Yes.
if the PMP would get 100 or $50 out of the $10, and the JLP will get $25.
But hold on. Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
Arithmetic not right. Him get $10. Him get
All right.
$10.
Let me break it.
Yes, so you get him get $10 to spend, right? Total.
And the JLP get $5.
50%, yes?
Yes.
And the PNP and the GLP and the PNP would get how much?
The PMP gets, whenever time the PMP gets any money, whether $20 or $10, if they get $20, the JLP get $10.
Oh, so
If they get $10, the JLP get $5.
So it's 50-50 share it?
Right.
Oh.
Now, $10. Don't cost the blood clot. The mayor said if $10 is been given to the municipal corporation, the JLP get $50 and the PNP gets $25. Now, out of that $10 that you already take $50 and you already take $25, I wonder where the other $25 goes. May I have to check it so you know. I wonder where the other 25. So far we reached to $75, you know, Mayor. I wonder where the other $25 went to. Because JLP get $50 out of the $10. PNP get $25 out of the $10. I wonder where the other $25 goes, Mayor. This is why we must choose carefully when we go to the polls and not choose just on tribal line. It is why we end up with people like Anvars who tell us about while we were sleeping. This is why we have people like Bella. We have people like Steve Graham, who even when it's on paper, they're unable to read it. Is because we vote for people tribally and not vote for them because they can contribute to the politics. They can contribute to raising the standard of your social life. Continue to choose them, Jamaica. Continue to choose them who their only qualification is picking up a stool and bludgeoning their wife to be. Choose them. And then when they pick up stool and start wield it in front of you, you come out and holler hooray. The infighting of the Jamaica Labour Party has gone nowhere. The Akona they act like, no, the infighting has just gotten into another gear. Because a lot of the MPs know that they're going to lose the election anyway. These MPs are not going to come all out, veteran Wagwan. These MPs are not going to come all out on a full all out buying of votes from on. Hold on, somebody just sent me a video.
Boy, I was coming home from work with my mother. My mother used to work in Spanish Town. And I would walk home with her from Spanish Town to some city. Those of you who know the distance of 2 miles of walking.
The liar one new lie.
Some gunshots started. It was coming up to the 1980 election.
No comment. No fucking comment. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say, Prime Minister? No comment is my answer to that. What I want to see is the Prime Minister continue with his promotion of the buses around the country. Because this is getting under a lot of the people's skin. Not just PNP. Even though when it's under your skin, it's because you're a PNP, why you speak about the safety of our children according to this government. Or any of the wrongdoing of this government that you speak about in our country, it's because you're a PNP. Nobody in our country. What I would want, as you asked that question, veteran, what the Prime Minister needs to clarify in his confusing rhetoric. Did you go to meet your mother at work? Or is it on the way from school you stop at where your mother used to work and wait for her? Clarify that. Because when you speak in these blurred, broad tone, you confuse the people. You need to actually, in Isaac Buchanan word, give context when you speak, Prime Minister. So you need to go back and speak in context so the people can understand. Is it that you were working? Is it that you were coming from school? Is it that your mother take you to her work because she have no babysitter? What was it, Prime Minister? Make we understand more clearer. Let me ask you this, Prime Minister. If you return for a third term, just this is hypothetical. Hypothesis, Prime Minister. Let's say you're re-elected for a third term. Will you, Prime Minister Andrew Holness, tell the nation if you will investigate and bring to justice the murderer of Dr. Linville Bloomfield? And will you, Prime Minister, reopen the cold case of Diane Smith, who was raped and murdered 4th of September 1983 on her way to school?
Justice! 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 I am calling on the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Dr. the Honorable Andrew Holness. Please find the murderer of the late Member of Parliament, Dr. Linville Bloomfield. Justice for Doc. Justice. Power. Say power. Power. Selector, drop a tune. Say power.
I see them lying there wait.
Say power.
Standing on the gate.
Say power.
But yeah, I want my
Say justice. Say justice. Justice. Justice.
Is on your shoulder.
Justice.
Today you cannot kill
Justice. Justice.
I must say hello.
Justice. 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 Justice.
Kill me today, you cannot
Justice.
kill me tomorrow.
Justice.
Inside must say hello.
He's out. He's out.
Yes, we want justice. We want investigation of a lot of crimes committed under the Andrew Holness regime. We want Andrew Holness to be investigated for corruption and illicit enrichment. We want Dr. Tufton to be investigated for the pilfering of the funds of the Ministry of Health. We want Colonel Charles Jr. to be investigated for the pilfering of the funds of the Ministry of Labor and Social Security. We want Floyd Green to be investigated for the crimes committed against agriculture and fisheries in our country. We want Darrell Vaz to be investigated for his rapes and murders. We want Darrell Vaz to be investigated for the land theft in East Portland after he murdered Dr. Bloomfield and entrenched his wife in the seat only to steal public resources. We want a fulsome investigation of the crimes of the last 9 years committed against the people of Jamaica. We want justice.
Justice! 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 I am calling on the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Dr. the Honorable Andrew Holness. Please find the murderer of the late Member of Parliament, Dr. Linville Bloomfield. Justice for Doc. Justice. Power. Say power. Power. Selector, drop a tune. Say power.
I see them lying there wait.
Say power.
Standing on the gate.
Say power.
But yeah, I want my
Say justice. Say justice. Justice. Justice.
Is on your shoulder.
Justice.
Today you cannot kill
Justice. Justice.
I must say hello.
Justice. 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 Justice.
Kill me today, you cannot
Justice.
kill me tomorrow.
Justice.
Inside must say hello.
He's out. He's out. The Prime Minister.
Thank you for being here with us this morning on Global TV. Lovely to have your support. The election has now been agreed by the Prime Minister, which was called by the PNP General Secretary. We now know the day when we will see the back of Andrew Holness. it is down to you, the people of Jamaica, to protect your children's future, to protect your democracy, and more than all, your constitutional right, which has been targeted by this Prime Minister multiple times, albeit pushed back by the court. You must do the right thing at the polls. Thank you for being here with us this morning on Global TV. Join us back this evening for the People's Point of View. If you're new to the program, please give us a follow or a subscription. So when we go live, you will certainly get our notification. Thank you very much for your support. Good morning and good afternoon from Global TV. It is 31 degrees in the United Kingdom today, and one is going out to soak up the sun. Thank you. Good morning and good afternoon.
Oh, thy peace, the God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it break a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear not hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rob and cheat, and not first the poor. Make up what I seen to. Make a man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan. Make a man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. My favorite man, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the day them can sell out Rasta and sell it out and sell out Babylon. They give man show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man show and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead can sell out Rasta and sell out and sell out Babylon. Give a show and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan. Give a show and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan. Big man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rasta man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.